I'm not a programmer, but I've been running a multi-million-pound business as an entrepreneur for the past decade or so. And in the last few months, as I've thrown myself into learning all about AI tools and automations, I have managed to save myself over 15 hours per week. And with so many AI tools out there floating about, how do you decide which one's the best for you? So today I'm going to show you my very simple but exact 3-step process that I use to evaluate which AI tools are going to be useful in my real-world business case. No playing around, no demos, just tools that actually impact your bottom line. So look, here's the problem. Most AI tool reviews and automation workflows videos that you see on YouTube are made by very young tech creators, not small business owners like you and I. And although they are super clever, they get excited by features and capabilities rather than what really impacts your bottom line. And indeed, they're not asking the right questions that really matter to business owners. Like, will this actually make me money or save me time? Or does it actually integrate with my existing workflows and tools? Or do I have to switch to Google to be able to integrate everything for an automation? Now, I've been running a consultancy for over a decade and spent months on AI tools and automations that I'm using in my own business. So now I know what works for real business versus what just looks cool in demos. So here I am to share with you my exact 3-step process. Right, so why do you need a 3-step AI tool evaluation process in the first instance? Well, because without this, you might end up spending way too much time working through several tools and not really getting the benefit that you were hoping for. Step 1, believe it or not, 5 minutes. Give the tool only 5 minutes. That's the challenge. And why? Well, because if you can't figure out an AI tool within the first 5 minutes and get the returns that you need out of it, then imagine how much time you're going to spend in learning it and that steep learning curve and how much time that's going to take out of your actual business. So why don't we take an example? Why don't we test a real world an AI tool that you could be using for your business? Let's test Gamma.app, a presentation AI. I'll sign up.
A few moments later.
So we've got 3 options here. Paste in text, which creates from notes. Generate, which means create from a one-line prompt. That's quite interesting. And then import file or URL. So I'll tell you what, let's go with generate. They've offered us some prompts already. How to learn web development, senior thesis defense, monsters of the deep oceans, conducting a focus group for a new product, and how to brew the perfect cup of espresso. So why don't we type in our own prompt, similar prompt, how to get the best out of AI tools for a small business owner with not lots of cash. Okay. So then it says, I can see it says 10 cards. I assume the cards are slides, so we're going to reduce that. No more than 5. Presentation of fluid. Let's go with fluid, and I will use that. Okay, great. Presentation. We've also got a few options up here. So let's say social. Generate outline. This could be used for my socials, hopefully, if it's any good. So whilst it's doing its job, we're going to have a sip of our coffee. Let's see. So it's already up. How to get the best out of AI tools for your small business. Start small, think smart. Automate repetitive tasks and save time. Tools like Zapier. Yeah, fair enough. Boost your finance with AI budgeting tools. I mean, automation doesn't boost your finances immediately. And your AI journey. The content is not half bad. I would change quite a lot of this. For example, it's not that easy. I mean, that's what we're here to talk about. It's not that easy to automate all of these repetitive tasks, but start small, think smart, automate anything that you can, which is repetitive, use AI budgeting tools, sure, if that's the big administrative challenge that you have. And indeed, your AI journey test free or low-cost AI tools. That's kind of what we're saying here as well. Great. Okay, and then text content. I like concise. So we've obviously got lots of themes, and we can view more. Let's use that one. That looks interesting. Let's select that theme. Image source. Oh, it can also generate AI images. I'll let it auto-select my image model because I don't want to spend way too much time. Add keywords. I'll let it do whatever it wants, and I'll hit generate. Let's wait and see what it creates. It's ready. Oh, wow. Now that looks nice. So the question is, how easy is it to edit, considering I don't love all of that text in there? It's easy to customize and edit. Here we go. Exactly my question. Okay, so Gamma uses cards, which is effectively a slide, but zero limitations. They can grow or shrink to fit your content. I love that. Okay, every card is made up of editable blocks. Great. So you're ready to go. Oh, wow, that's all. Now that is exactly what I'm talking about in your 5-minute test. So you can do add a card, drag to reorder cards, charts, edit with AI. I mean, that is brilliant. Look at that. And then you can share it. You can publish to a website. You can embed it. You can add people to it. These are all AI generated images, which I imagine you can edit. There you are. Got lots of options to edit it. You can edit the layouts. I quite like that. Tag a small business owner who needs this. Brilliant. So, was that less than 5 minutes? I'd argue it was. And we can already see how useful something like this could be to make presentations and share them with clients, with teams internally, and also to create for social media. It's quite an all-rounder tool. So there you have it. In less than 5 minutes, we were able to establish that Gamma could potentially save a lot of hours if creating presentations is something that's important in your workload, certainly in mine. So that passes my test number 1. So that brings us nicely to step number 2. This is the real work test. So after passing that 5-minute test, you need to really integrate this tool into your workflows. And if you're not using it, I mean, what's the point of it, right? It may look really cool, but if you don't actually use it in your day-to-day business and actually test how much time it saves you, it doesn't add any value whatsoever. So the key questions I would ask to evaluate the performance of that tool for my business are really quite straightforward. Number 1, is it saving me time? Number 2, is the output reliable? So will I always get a good presentation out of Gamma? Number 3 is, does it integrate easily into my workflows? So if, for example, Gamma wasn't able to export in PowerPoint, and that's what my clients are used to getting, would that be a problem? And last but not least, your own experience. And if you enjoy using the tool, that joy is also worth something. So those are the 4 metrics that I would use to evaluate whether it is actually working in your real business world example. Now we get to the most important part, the money question. And I mean, this is quite straightforward. The question really is whether you're going to end up spending more than you're saving here. So how do you calculate it? Well, of course, you're going to first work out how much are you actually spending. And as we know, there's subscription models, there's tiered features, there's hidden costs underneath all of these, especially with AI tools. The credits you use might cost you more than what you're paying in subscription. And of course, free tiers and trials that you might have used for a week or two have their own limitations. It's really important to understand total costs that are going to come to your business's bottom line. And obviously against that, you would map out, well, how much am I saving? So you have to assign a value to your time saving as well. So for example, using Gamma, I know it'll cost me about £8 a month, but how much does it save me? Well, I spend a lot of time doing presentations. And so my argument is that it would save me about 10 hours. And if it saves me 10 hours, then effectively I'm paying 80 pence per hour for that saved time. So the question really you need to ask yourself is your time worth more than 80 pence per hour? So finally, putting it all together, a tool must pass these 3 tests in order to be useful to you and your business. Number 1, that 5-minute test, intuitive and immediately adds value to you. Number 2, the real work test, genuinely helpful in daily operations, and you can see that and you can feel it. And last but not least, the money question. Is it worth the time you're spending on it? So there you have it. Essentially, following this 3-step process has been a game changer for evaluating the various tools that are bombarding my workspace all the time. And that's what's led me to save up to 15 hours per week in my business operations. So next week, I'm going to be showing you the 5 AI tools that have won this test with flying colors that I'm using in my business on a daily basis. And I'll walk you through setting up each one of those. So if you want those exact 3 steps and the presentation that I shared with you today, plus the list of those 5 tools that I'll be talking about next, so you can test them out yourself if you want, I'll leave a link in the description below, so please feel free to download it. And if you liked what you saw, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week where we focus on those 5 AI tools that are doing wonders for my business.